Namespaces let you create datasets that are similar to workflow forms, but they are managed and displayed differently. Unlike processes, there's no workflow here. Instead, you work with a static form, and the data is shown in a table view. Namespaces can be quite complex, so the easiest way to understand them is through an example. Let's create a simple contractor's namespace. From the main menu, select Modules, then Namespaces, and click Build Namespace. We'll create our first namespace manually, starting with the Creator, so select the From the Beginning button. First, choose an icon for the namespace, enter its name, and define a prefix. This prefix will be applied to all entries added to the namespace. When you're done, click Next. This is where we define who will have access to the namespace we're creating. You can grant individual users or user groups permissions to view entries and perform audits. Audit permissions allow users not only to view entries but also to access their history and add comments. You can also assign permissions to edit or delete entries. Once everything is set, click Next. The next step is the Form Data tab. This is where we build the form that will describe our contractor records. In the UX Creator, forms are built using simple fields such as text, text area, numbers, or dates, as well as extensions that create more advanced components like select lists, tables, or dictionaries. Let's build a simple contractor register form. Every namespace entry already includes a name field by default, so we don't need to add it to the form. First, let's add a field for the address. This will be a text field. When adding a field, we need to decide whether it will be required. Let's mark this field as required and click Save. Next, let's add another field. This time it will be a link field for the contractor's website address. Save the field. The next field will be Notes, which we'll add as a text area. Data in namespaces is displayed in a tabular view. To define which fields will appear in this table, we simply select the highlighted fields. The selected fields will become the table's columns. Click Save. Once the form is ready, click Publish to make the namespace available. Let's add our first contractor. To do this, click the Add button in the bottom right corner of the screen. If a user does not have right permissions, this button will not be visible. Then enter the contractor's name, address, and website. You can also add notes if needed. When the entry is complete, click Save. Each namespace entry has a unique identifier. Below it, you'll see a code generated from the prefix defined during setup and the entry's sequential number. The form also displays the creation date and the last modified date of the entry. Here we can see the contractor's data in the table. Each tabular view in a namespace follows the same structure. The first column always shows the entry code, the second shows the name, and the last column displays the creation date. Between these columns, the table shows the fields that were selected as highlighted fields in the Creator. Let's take a quick look at our first entry again. This is the Data tab. Here you can view all contractor data in preview mode. To make changes, click the Edit button in the bottom right corner. This button is available only to users with edit permissions. Next to it is the Archive button, which moves the entry to the archive. Only administrators and organisation owners can change the owner of this record, and only they can see this option. Next to the Data tab is the History tab. It contains a complete log of all actions performed on this entry, including its creation date and every edit, along with details of who made each change and when. The next tab is Comments. This view allows users with edit or audit permissions, as well as administrators and organization owners, to add comments to the record. Let's add our first comment. Click Add. Comments have their own timeline, separate from the history. Each saved comment includes the time it was added, the user who added it, and the comment content. The next tabs are used in both instances and namespaces. Each namespace can be linked to multiple processes. For example, we can link this contractor to a contract, an invoice, or correspondence, and this view will show the cards for the selected processes. A namespace can also be linked to other namespaces. For instance, we can link this contractor to the project's contacts or offers namespace, and these links will be visible on this tab. The next tab is Visibility. Here, you can decide whether your entry should be visible to everyone with access to the namespace. If you mark the namespace as private, only you, administrators, and owner can see it. To share it with specific users, you can add them here.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us in the next episode.